In this video, I'm going to show you how to romance Ulrika as well as doing her Readvent of Calamity and Home is Where the Hearth is at quests. Now, you will have to have progressed the game until you've, met Ulrika for the very first time, and then you're going to end up going to Vernworth and you're going to follow Captain Braun's story of Monster Culling, and you're actually going to complete this quest, right? Which is going to take you to a few places such as Melve. Melve, meaning where you first get to Melve and you have to fight the dragon or repel the dragon. You either repel it or kill it. It's entirely up to you on like what you do with the dragon. I in fact killed it, but this is another time where you're going to meet Ulrika, and this is the village where you're going to find her at most of the time. Now, after a few in-game days have gone by, you are going to return to the town of Melve, and you're going to go to Ulrika's house, or like the main house on the left over here. You're going to make your way to this location, and when you go in this house, you should get a little cutscene. Once you go to like the desk over here, you'll see there's an NPC who's basically wording it out that she's a traitor, and she essentially is in like a lot of trouble now. When you go ahead and you speak to her after this, you will see that she basically wants you to stay the night, and you're staying the night. And you know what staying the night means, because that is a single bed right there. That's a single bed, and she's blushing. You know what's happening. Anyway, after that random evening together, after she's getting kicked out of her town, bit of a weird timing. As soon as you leave the building, you will see that he's looking for her and he wants to arrest her. And Lennart will say that she has, left. She's no longer here. And, she's trying to protect the village by not being around, I guess, right? So when you speak to Lennart, he's going to ask you to find where she is and, locate her. She's going to be at Harve Village, right? Harve Village over here, which is just to the west of Vernworth. So Harve Village, which you were at previously, this is where you fight those like lizard people. The first time you come here, you should see like this dude over here. And since this is your second time here, there's also going to be another invasion of the lizard people, and there's going to be another argument with Jonas, and you have to deal with all that, listen to all that. I'm not going to go into the nitty-gritty of that. You can play the game and, watch the story yourself. Essentially, you have to beat the scaly invaders the second time when you get here, which is the second time that you meet these people and you will follow through their quest. Now, there is a third iteration to this, whole thing where Jonas and these characters happens, but we'll get into that towards the later end of the video. It doesn't matter if you did it earlier, it doesn't really matter. But the main point is that when you get to Harve Village, you should find Ulrika at this location. If she's not here, rest a few more days, but this happens right after you spend the night with her in Melve, that last evening that you spent with her. And then she'll basically tell you what her plan is. She cannot return to Melve until her name is fully cleared, and that she plans on staying here and helping this village is essentially what her plan is. Now you're going to head back to Melve to let Lennart know that you found Ulrika and she's okay. So you're going to make your way to the big house on the west again, and you're going to go in here, you're going to speak to him and essentially just tell him that she's good, you found her, she's fine, she's staying at this new village, and this is going to end the quest for Readvent of Calamity, where you're going to get your reward for that. So that's going to end there, but that's not the end of Ulrika's romance story. After a bunch more days in the game go by, you're going to end up going to the Border Watch Outpost. I recommend going here first before Melve, right? Make your way to this place over here, the little store, because you're going to need to buy 4 swords. Now, the reason why you're coming here first is because it's just going to save you the travel of having to go back and forward. So I'm just bringing you here first because you're going to need 4 swords, right? So now if you go ahead and you progress to Melve and it's been enough time within the game story, you should see there's going to be a security guard at the main gate blocking you from actually entering here before we can get to the main house, right? So when you get here and the security guard's here, you have the game correct. If he's not here yet, you might still have to progress a little further or let a few more days go by until this guard is here. You're going to bribe him 5,000 gold so that you can get inside. You're going to make your way to the house where you find Lennart, and you're going to give him 4 swords, right? This is so that you can help the villagers who are being treated as slaves and having a horrible life here. You're going to give them 4 swords so that they can fight their way out of this village and make it to Harve Village, where Ulrika has promised them a better life. They don't want to stay here in Melve anymore. So you're going to help Lennart fight all of these guys over here. There's going to be a big battle there. Just defeat all of them, and eventually you'll see it will end up to a point where it's okay, cool, we do retreat. I wanted to kill him though. I really did. Why are we letting that one guy go? Anyway, Lennart is going to be thank you, cool, you've helped this village, thanks so much. This is where we part ways. You'll then be instructed to bring word of Melve to Ulrika in a few days' time. A few days generally means 2 or 3 days. This is going to be at Harve village, where she was previously and still is. She's going to be there from now on anyway. So when you go to Harve village, you might end up having the follow-up of the lizard events. So run into the middle of the town. If that doesn't proc, like this over here, because you essentially have to complete this final lizard quest where Ulrika is fighting with the village or trying to help protect the beastren within the village. You're going to end up getting a quest called Trouble on the Cape, where you have to make your way to Stormwind Cape to rescue the beastren who got lost in the cave again, which you'll find some soldiers here as well as Ulrika, and you're going to assist her in saving this NPC who's at the back end of the cave at one of the hives where all the eggs and stuff are. It's a very small cave. You can go ahead and explore it and kill everything. Once you do bring him back to the village, you will see she'll basically say, sorry, I'm going to leave, but then they're like, no, you're the leader now. So she's the leader now. You'll then speak to her, and that will finish the Trouble on the Cape quest. And if you speak to her again, you'll basically get Lennart's dialogue to basically say that this is what's happened, they've escaped and stuff, and you're going to now skip time to the very next day to just force update the game, and you're going to find her at the end of this pier over here. If you go to this location and you find Ulrika standing here, this means you have already unlocked the romantic cutscene with Ulrika, which I'm going to show you in this video so that you can experience it. But first, she's going to tell you to come back at nighttime, because daytime she's not ready to do the stuff with you during the day. You gotta come back here at night, and I'll let you guys watch that. So just skip to the next evening and go ahead and watch this romantic cutscene. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and thank you so much for watching.
Come, glad I am to see you. Follow me. Tis a strange thing. I ne'er knew how vast the sky was till I left Melve behind. Time and again you have come to my aid. Would that I could repay you in some way. Alas, there is little I have to offer. Yet, if your heart e'er aches for a place to call home, then may this village... No, not the village. If e'er you're in need of a hearth to return to, then let it be mine.